Welcome to part 2 of Google Merchant Center integration with Odoo. So now in this part 2, we are going to explore the heart of this module, which is the feed configuration. So first of all, navigate to the website, and here inside the Google Merchant Center, you will find the menu called feeds. So let's click on this menu, and here you have to create your first Google Merchant Center feed. So for that, click on new, and let's create the new feed, and click on save. You can create the multiple feed also like as per your requirement for the different store or etc. But for today, just for the demonstration purpose, we are creating only one feed here. Now let's do the quick walkthrough with all of this UI. First of all, you can find some pages like product filter, SFTP setting, feed columns, attribute mappings, sync info. Likewise, you can see the remote file name, language, currency, price list, your store title, your store URL. So this is the basic and standard UI from our side. Now let's just deeply dive into it, like what each thing is doing. So let's start with the SFTP setting page. Here you can see currently we are using the global SFTP setting because this boolean is checked, which means this will use the credentials which we have configured in the setting. So you can hit on test SFTP connection button to check your credentials first. Yes, as you can see, we have a successful message, which means our credentials are correct. But if you want, you can use your particular credential for the particular individual feed also. So for that, you have to remove this boolean and you have to put your credentials here. But for now, let's say we are using the SFTP global settings. Now click on the feed columns tab. So here this is the very useful and powerful feature of this module, because as you can see we have added a note here, so you can pause the video and read this note, but let me give you the brief explanation of each of these columns. Here as you can see we have given you the default columns by default, because this is the required from the Google. You can see a button called load default column also. By the clicking on this button, all the default column will be loaded. So this is the column label, which is just a column label for the identification. You can put any, sorry, you can put any name here. And one more thing is you can reorder this sequence also by just drag and drop. As you can see, you can reorder this sequence. So as per your requirement, you can just reorder this. Now let's point to the column called feed key. This is the standard Google XML tag which will used for the export. So by default we are giving these keys, so you can select any key, but if you want you can add the custom tag also, which means if you don't want to use the standard keys, you can add the custom tags also. And for the custom tag you have to put the key here, which means let me just show you. Let's say I want to use the custom tag, then I have to carefully give the name called custom, and this is the model field, which means which Odoo's standard field you want to pass for this tag. You can select the standard Odoo's field for the product and you can pass it here, and you have to save this. Now this is the static value column, which is used for the fixed value which will be written in all the products. For example, as I said, let's say for the condition, as I said earlier, we are passing the new for the all the products, so you can give the static value here. Likewise, we have two columns for the boolean. First one is required and second one is active. The required column, which is used if you want to make any field required. Currently we are giving these fields required because Google said, hey, I want this data as required, so we are saying you need to pass this data. And this is the active feed column, where you can activate or deactivate the column, so that column will not pass inside the feed. So let me demonstrate you the button called preview feed. This button is useful for the earlier preview before you go to live. So you just have to click on this button preview feed, and it will show you the wizard like how your data looks like, so you can verify before you go live, so there is no chance of mistake. So this is very useful wizard. And now let's say we have a page called attributes mapping. Here you can map the variance attribute. So what it means, like let's say for example, we have given include variance true. So let me preview the feed, and for the customizable desk, as I can see, we have two attributes, color and size. But the thing is, let me just show you inside the products. Here for the customizable desk, inside the attributes and variants, we have color and legs. So the thing is, let's say for the attribute mapping, we will add the Odoo's attribute called legs, and we have to pass this legs as a Google's material, because as per the Google's documentation, Google is not allowing the legs, so for the legs we are passing the material. Now if you will see, for the customizable desk we are passing the material. Now let me introduce this page called product filter. Here you can define a product filter domain. For example, currently it is set to sales is set. But let me give it a proper rule like is published is set, which means we have total now 27 records. As you can verify these 27 records which are available for e-commerce. Like here, as you can see, we have total 27 products which are available for e-commerce. And here, as I already explained, the include variants, if this boolean is ticked, all the product which has the variants will be passed, and if you will uncheck this boolean, no variants will pass. After that, one good feature is also available called max products. So this is used for to set the limit. For example, 0 is for unlimited, because currently as you can see we have 27 records, and inside the preview feed all the products will be visible likewise. But if you are saying this, hey, I just want to pass only one record, then you can set it at 1, and now inside the preview feed only one record will be passed. Let me just give it back to 0. Now as you can see, we have a feature of stop settings, which means currently as you can see inside the preview feed For the customizable desk, we have total 65 quantity and its availability is in stock, as you can see. But let's say if I want to select this location only, I will hit on save. So the product's location means the product's stock will be calculated based on these locations only. So now if I will preview the feed, and for the customizable desk, you can see our quantity is 0 and the availability is also out of stock. So this is also a very good feature if you have to like filter out your stocks, and if you will leave it blank then it will calculate it from the all the locations. Here we have the three feature of language, currency and price list. If you want to apply the new language, you can create the new Google feed, means the new Google Merchant Center feeds. Likewise for the different currencies also. And the one more thing is a price list, which means you can apply the price list here. So after applying the price list, the product's sale price will be calculated based on that price list. Otherwise, if you are not applying any price list, which means you are leaving it at blank, then it will take the standard product's sale price. As you can see, it will take the standard product's sale price. Now that's it guys. When you are ready, you can make this feed activate. So inside the Odoo, one scheduled job will execute in a periodic time and it will upload this data to the Google Merchant Center. But if you want, you can hit on upload now for the instant upload also. Actually, I forgot one field called remote file name. So as you can see this warning, you have to pass the exact same name as per your Google Merchant Center's feed. So let me introduce this also. For that, as you can see, our remote file name is by default products underscore feed.xml. But inside your Google Merchant Center, you have to navigate to the data source, and here as you can see our data source file name is odoo underscore extension.xml. So you have to copy this file name and you have to paste it here. Make sure it is exactly same, otherwise what it will do is it will successfully uploaded but Google will silently ignore the uploaded file, and Google might give you one Gmail notification also for so you can check that. But we recommend you to please make sure it is the same file name. Now let me hit on upload now button. Yes, as you can see, our feed is successfully uploaded. Let me refresh this page, and here inside the logs, you can see one log is available and our status is success. Now, let's navigate back to the Google Merchant Center dashboard. Inside the products, as you can see, our latest update is in progress and the last update is in previous date. So let's wait for a couple of minutes because Google takes some time to update the progress. Yes guys, as you can see, our last update has been done and here all the products has been successfully updated. Let's say for this product, as you can see, the image is properly visible, the price, the availability in stock, and all the additional details will be visible here. But one more thing in meantime I want to demonstrate you our functionality is, let's say currently our log is successful, right? Yes, our status is successful. But as I said earlier, inside the feed columns, these are the required fields, which means Google said, hey, I need this information. So let's say for any one of this product, let's say for this one, inside the cells, I will remove the description. Correct. Okay. Now the description is required, but we have removed the description from one product. Now again let me hit on upload now. So it will show me the warning, but the uploaded successfully. So that warning you can see here inside the logs. So the warning is saying me like, hey, the description field is required for this product. So you can means you may add the description for before the next upload, which means as you know, once schedule action is running in the backend, so you have to just update this product's description before the next execution. So this is the very useful feature for easy identification like what is missing. So yes, that is it. If you want to pause this feed for now, so you can pause this feed also. So it will not executed by the cron job. So I hope this demonstration is clear to you all. If you still have any concern or question, just feel free to reach us at Vraja Technologies. Thank you for watching.